Hello, howdy, hey. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Buenos dias, buenas noches, buenas tardes. Whatever that is for you, whatever time in the world it is for you. Hope it's a good time. This is David doing another installment of the Sacred Clown Tarot. Today's reading is for Cancer. So again, all my readings are timeless, not bound by any date or time or frequency, just meant for the respective star sign. So when you find this Cancer, it is meant for you. We're going to dive in. I've pulled some archetype cards and then some traditional tarot cards from the Rider-Waite to clarify the messages for us, just to make sure we get a nice, sweet sound message for you. All right, we're going to dive in. For the archetypes, the underlying energy at the moment is Keros, a lovely blue. I fuck with it heavy. We'll tap into that a little bit. Hold on, let me just grab that card individually. And the animals are underneath, so you got these nice blue-eyed eyes, blue-eyed cards coming up for you. I'm gonna tap into this one. Speaking to me about the brevity of your emotionality and spirit. So whether this is an energy you need to be let in or that you need to embody, it's surrounding your message today, all right? So we'll find greater clarification as we go forward, but there's an airiness, there's a coolness. I'm getting the essence of like a cool stream on a spring day or a nice, refreshing glass of water on a summer day for you from that card, all right? I hope that helps you in some way possible, all right, Cancer? But perhaps that's what you are for the summer months, just a nice cool glass of water, all right? First archetype for your message is the Mentor. In the center we have the Vessel. That looks like it wanted to be read in reverse, so we'll come back to that. The Vessel. And then the last one is going to be the Kiss. That also looked like it kind of wanted to be read upside down. But we'll dive in. Nice color themes. We're getting our blacks, almost like a Halloween-y vibe for you guys. In your black, inky, in your orangey, wormgy colors, so to speak. All right? Clementine, perhaps. But we'll dive in. So we're going to find out what the Mentor wants to say to you first, okay? Okay. The wording that came to mind is a churning of spiritual insight. Whatever this is for you, so this is card number 6. I think this is either you becoming the mentor or you garnering insight from a mentor in your life, whether that is an actual person, embodiment figure that you know, or just spiritual insight, intuitive insight that you've garnered from being a person in this world. It's coming to the forefront. The word churning literally came to mind, and I think of, I've used this interpretation for this card before, but the owl kind of flapping its wings. For me, it's almost like getting that fire going, even though I know that's either like a supernova or just a very bright consortium of stars there. I see that as a flame that's kind of being churned. So with every flap of the wings, it kind of grows because you're supplying more oxygen to the flame, right? So it's kind of harnessing that power, getting it, I don't even know how to put it. It's like churning it, you know, like in the fireplace, the old-timey ones, they had those little things that burp, 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 press into it and make the flame go a little bit more, waft it up a little bit far. So that's what you're doing with your creativity, with your spiritual insight, whether that's the influence of a mentor or you stepping into the role of mentorship to provide your insights and your intuitive spark, so to speak. That's coming to the forefront, or it has already come to the forefront. All right? That's what I'm getting for that first card, at least. So we're going to dive into the Vessel here and see what other information it wants to relay to you. It was very sensual. I mean, obviously you've got a lady figure there. She's covering her goods, so to speak, in this picture. But she's in a little, I don't even know what the fuck you call that, a bowl, an orange bowl, and then you got the sun or star right there. I felt a sensual energy, right? Almost like an embodiment of like embracing what it means to have a physical vessel here, but feeling that in a new light, in a new way, almost as if, I wanted to say almost as if you're born yesterday, but not in like the colloquial way that people use to be like, oh, you're stupid. It's more so like looking at the world with a fresh lens, with fresh eyes, and like appreciating what it means to be in a physical body, and to have a better understanding of the limitations, but also the capabilities of your respective vessel, your respective temple, this body that we come in here with. And it's an energy of almost like, for me, it's like falling in love with yourself, but not in an egotistical way, in a self-obsession way. The fact that you've been provided a body, the fact that you can embody spirit in this physical plane. There's like a realization that's kicking in for you where you can be like, I get to embody so much. And there's a personality and a dynamic of how I see the world that I get to live and I get to feel in the 3D, in a physical touchy world. And I think it's exciting you, and it's in a warm glow kind of way. It's not this outlandish, expressive exuberance, Tony Robbins kind of way. It's more of like a Eckhart Tolle kind of way, where you're just like, this is the simplicity of my spirit. This has gone wrong for this reason, and this went right for this reason. So like a simplicity and a matter-of-factness in the truth. And another key to the message I wanted to let you know about was an acceptance of the mundane and finding excitement and bliss in your mundane reality. And it's kind of like, I don't know, it relates back to the human form and being in a body. It's just like you get the same body every day, right? But you can look at it with another lens every single day that you decide to wake up, or that you continue to wake up. There's a newfound appreciation that can emerge for it. There's a new propensity, there's a new prosperity, is what wants to come to mind, that can be brought to the table every day by just reinvesting and choosing to do you the way that spirit originally wanted you to do it. And I think you're taking care of yourself. And although it's just like, there's almost like a sense of modesty, I guess, with them covering it up, but it's more so like a dignity, and realizing it's like, I'm going to hold this close because it's a value to me, because I recognize the intrinsic value of what this experience is. And this is a more heady thing, even though I know it wants to be embodied and you are embodying it. These are like fleeting energies, but they're fleeting energies that you can keep in their vicinity. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. I feel like it's almost like this is a weird thing, but the sentimentality of it, right? This feeling, it's not yours alone, because it comes in tandem with the idea of embodying human form, but it's almost like a little pixie that's floating in your proximity. It's like, that is the pixie that's assigned to you, almost as your little omen, your little spirit guide, but you don't get to hold on to it and keep it. That pixie is willingly with you, so there's no need to chase it or trap it, which is what happened to Tinkerbell. She got trapped. It's like, you don't need to trap it though, because it's there with you. It's not going to go anywhere. It's choosing to be with you. But if you try to grab it and control it, then that defeats the purpose, because it needs to fly. It needs to be free. So there's this energy of beauty and serendipity and serenity about the embodiment of your experience. And if you just let it flow, and if you go with it, kind of follow the little nudges that your pixie's given you, you're going to have a ball of a time. I'm going to move over and transition to the cast to see what's going on there, all right? Okay, I like this. I'm sorry, I'm blanking out for a second, but like there are words and there are thoughts that are actually going on in here. I wanted to say it's a beautiful world or beautiful life. Is that what it is? The Christmas movie with the guy, Jimmy Stewart. That's the sentiment I get from this for some reason. I'll go into my explanation. But this is like, I'm getting the strongest and most original sense of romance in human form. And I'm not specifically saying that this is a romantic reading or that this is a relationship reading, but the romance that has persevered through eons and lifetimes of human experiences and civilizations, and perhaps even beyond human experiences, if you believe in aliens or other dimensional beings. The love and the romance of two spirits aligning, of spirit recognizing its place in the greater whole, in the greater cosmos, and falling in love with that idea, and the excitement of getting lunch with a friend or going on a dinner date and you guys sharing a glass of wine, or celebrating like a kid's like first car, or like your child's graduation, or going to a best friend's wedding, or being with your grandmother when she passes away. It's like all of these very human experiences. And it's you know, it's the kiss, yeah. But it's like, it's the most purest embodiment of that. It's just like, it's a kiss on the cheek, it's a kiss on the lips, it's a kiss on the head. It's the sentimentality, the beauty of wanting to, like, why would you give someone a kiss? Is because you love them. And it's like, you can't really, you know, just the simplicity of that kiss, that physical expression. So like, I just have to have a little taste of you, or I have to leave a little mark of myself on you, because this instance is so glorious. It's so lovely, and it's the hard times and it's the bad times, but it's the gold shimmer around it all that you get to say and honor that you experienced it, you know? It's like being on your deathbed and, you know, not, and having zero fucking regrets. It's just like, and it comes down to like the love. Is it better to have loved and lost or never to loved at all? But it's, this sentiment speaks to the underlying emphasis and overriding confidence is it's better to have loved and lost, because at least you experienced the love. At least you shared those kisses and those hugs at some point, and they meant something in the fucking moment when you had them. And I think the progression of these cards for you is that this is a greater overwhelming message. So this is the integration, which was nebulous, right? Something beyond you that you're pulling into yourself. You embody that in your vessel and you feel it. You embody it and you want to bring with it into the world. And this is what you're projecting into the world, but this is also what you see coming back from the world, a romanticized poetic nature and the dynamics and the relationship with spirit. But inherently in having a dynamic and relationship with spirit, the rest of your human experience and relationships. It's genuinely fucking beautiful. And it's so warm and fuzzy. And although there's darkness, there's sadness, there's disappointments, there's betrayals, there's failures, you can't help but see the beautiful romance of your human experience and the experiences of the humans around you as well. Past, future, present, it's all there in the beauty and simplicity of two hands held or a kiss being shared. And you're loving it. And that's the outlook you want to share with people, or that you want to bring anew and that you want to show the world. I'm not seeing really any negatives, but more so just the proper and soulful integration of inspiration through light integrated with shadow, and embracing the harmony of the dance between them. What a beautiful fucking message. I'm saying such lovely words for you, Cancer. I love this energy. And this is the sweetness of you, the blue hue that you embody here. and remembering your divinity. Because, like, with this eye, no wonder you can't help but see all this, right? The crystal clear blue sky. Like, there's not a fucking cloud in the sky. You're seeing it all so vividly and so clearly. All right? I don't want to give you warnings or anything, but I'm going to tap into... I don't want to give you warnings. I hope there's nothing I have to warn you of. But I'm going to tap into the clarifiers just to see the overlying messages that's going to help us better understand what's being communicated here. All right? So the first one out we have is justice. It looked like it wanted to be read in reverse, so we'll tap into that and see what it wanted to communicate. We have Page of Wands. Next up, the center. We have the Death card. Prevailing theme. It's come up in damn near every single reading since I've started back up again, so I'm not surprised. You got the Four of Swords. And then you have the Ace of Wands to round it out at the end. And then the underlying energy for all the Rider-Waite is the Lovers, which is beautiful. How pretty. The Lovers. And that speaks to the romantic side of what's going on. Probably the most romantic card in the deck. But let me tap into the Lovers, see what the underlying message is and how it correlates, assimilates with the message so far, right? I got the phrase, if fire could be bubbly, you know what I mean? So it's almost like the boiling point of water, but it's not like, that's not really the message I want to say or convey, because there's no boiling point that's really hit. I guess, maybe, sure, but not for the respect of what I'm saying to this message. It's like if flames are doing a little dance and they're bubbling, it's because I want to say, if a flame could mirror the image of like bubbles coming out of a fish's mouth underwater, that's what I want to say. But there's heat, there's passion, there's love, there's romance, I want to start crying. There's just such a love for what's around you. And it's not even a specific person or a specific group of people. Oh my goodness, I'm crying a little bit. It's your relationship with your world, Cancer. And you're appreciating it more. And I don't know if you're coming off of a loss or whatnot. This could be a budding romance, but I don't sense that strongly. I just sense the fact that it's love for the sake of love. It's this joy. It's this integration of a spiritual nature into becoming whole within yourself. You know, a masculine and feminine kind of finding balance, but I'm not even specifically getting that message. I just think it's a fair and honest union between you and spirit. We're going to tap into the other cards to find clarification, right? So Justice card was the first one coming out by the mentor. And it wanted to be read in verse, but we'll see. So. Okay, this is simple. I think, so it came out in reverse because you've realized that justice is being served in the world and the community around you, right? You're perhaps realizing and coming into the fold of recognition that the apocalypse is happening. And I don't mean that to scare you. If you can't really see it for yourself by now, then that's a little silly boo-boo in terms of your mind. The apocalypse revelations are coming to the forefront. And I think you always had a clean and clear idea of what that would be, but I don't think justice is unfolding in the manner which you could have ever anticipated. Relatable. Same by me. There are truths coming to the surface that I couldn't have predicted, but the sentiment of what they mean and what they're bringing to the table or what's being exposed under the rug is still there. You know what I mean? It still needs to be exposed. So while justice isn't being delivered to you the way you thought it would, or to those in your life the way you thought it would, you're still recognizing the justice of the message. And that has made you perhaps flip your thinking and has invited this newfound mentality. I think what the mentor is saying that you are surrendering to the universe and saying that you are allowing it to be your greater teacher. To recognize that your ego, your limited mindset of the self, can't know all. But when you surrender to the all, the wisdom of the all begins to trickle in more lovely and unfettered, if that's a word, untethered, I'm at a loss. Unencumbered, unadulterated, I suppose, manners. It's not being affected by anything else. It's just coming in nice and smooth and clean and clearly because you recognize the relationship. And I think that's what the Page of Wands is. And I'm going to clarify real quick for you. Yeah, it's coming like a spark of life. And this could be a person, could just be a new idea. It could be this new idea of what your relationship is with spirit that's exciting you and kind of, I get the warmth that this energy brings is what's kind of like this fire down below that's being churned again, that analogy. And it's like he's not being very boisterous. He's kind of just looking at the size of his stick, really, which is funny. But like, it's renewed passion. It's an opportunity to get a sense that, hey, even though like I'm just a page or this is a new idea, I'm excited about it and I see potential in it. And I think that's what I want to communicate to you by him looking up the top of the stick and being like, look how tall this is. Look how possible it is. Look at the newfound reach I have because of what I'm carrying with me. And look how well dressed I am, right? Just to the nines. Just looking like a boss, even though he's not a boss. He's not a king, but he's a Page of Wands. He's a head turner. And your new energy that you're embodying is going to turn heads. But you're also turning your head to more horizons, new possibilities that you weren't doing already, all right? So death is what's next up. And it's at the center of it all. Yeah. Death of an old way of looking at things, of an old way of life, but plainly and calmly stepping into a new. I think that you, if anything, you're relating more so to the skeleton riding on the horse than the king that's being trampled, or the bishop that's pleading for his life. I think you've integrated and accepted the progression of death or collapse of things in reality. Even though you can't fully make sense of them, you're willing to go along for the ride. And that's what's allowing you to be present in your vessel, in your body, and find peace with your circumstances. Because you see it's a great of a part of picture. And you being a water sign, you can tap into spirit a little bit easier because you're more at peace, hopefully, with your emotions. You can feel that stirring in the ether a little bit better, in my personal opinion, all right? Now, the Four of Swords. Tap into that. Now, this comes with much needed integration and rest. And I think you're resting in this energy, all right? This is kind of a bridge between this, and this is in the middle. You've had to find the rest. You've had to rest in your newfound vessel and integrate it. I think you're being restored and renewed. And that's just a quick little reminder from Spirit to be like, hey, patient with this process, but I don't think you're rushing it. I think you're allowing things to unfold naturally and at its own pace. And I think that's the limit to that message. And for you to just not forget that it's okay to be patient with the process. And then next, we have the Ace of Wands, which is, new opportunity, new passion. Yeah. This is the invigorated spirit and your bold romantic claim, because I think that does more closely relate to the kiss. And I think this is related to this in that he's holding up the stick, it's newfound energy, but by the end of the reading, you're ready to present this newfound passion, this newfound spirited disposition, if you will. I think that's spirit bringing it into you, but also mirroring you, presenting your ideas and your newfound presence and passion and creative essence and love to the world. Yeah. This is a beautiful reading, Cancer. Probably one of the prettiest that I've done. Pat on the back for you. You're doing great. I don't think any of this hasn't come without trials and tribulations, but I think you've overcome them in a beautiful fashion. And for that, I applaud you. All right? Keep on killing it. Be patient with yourself and the world, but know that things are looking up for you and going in your direction. Much love, peace, keep on killing it. Until next time, fuck shit up in the best way. Bye.